I don't see sound. Ready to sound here? I don't see sound. Text. You gonna text them? Okay.
All right, good morning, everyone. Ms. Matias, we are live, we are streaming. You may proceed with today's public review session.
Oh, wait, something's weird in my, do you hear him again? Do you hear that? It's something weird. Okay. That's gonna,
Let's proceed with this.
wait a minute. I know, they unplugged everything. I didn't know where to put the plugs. I gotta remember. No, I'm saying I should remember where to put the plugs. When they pulled the thing out.
Want me to turn it?
I can see it. It's off, but it's good. It's all right. Yeah, I should. We don't have anybody. If someone comes, we can, they have that.
Okay, we're live.
Okay, start. Good morning. This is the New York City Board of Standard Appeals. Wait, something's. Turn it off. Okay, good morning. This is the New York City Board of Standards and Appeals review session for July 14, 2025. Please revise, there's no public testimony during review session. Please note for the record that Commissioner Shetta and Commissioner Shibeta are joining us remotely. Is he there?
Right now.
Okay, Vice Chair at the moment is absent, but we will proceed. Yeah, we have a quorum. Okay. First items are adjournments. Item number 1, 532, 32BZ, 3102 Astoria Boulevard, Queens. Yeah. No, I don't know if you wanted to make a comment or anything, it's waiting. Item number 2, 6891BZ, Volume 4, 223-15 Union Turnpike, Queens. Item number 3, 2024-27BZ and 5512BZ, 762 Wythe Avenue, Brooklyn. Item number 4, 2024-38BZ, 9017 179th Street, Queens. 2023-11BZ, 1008 Banner Avenue, Brooklyn.
Okay, sorry. I just want to say this is the third adjournment that the applicant is requesting. It is not because of applicant's lack of prosecution. It's really because we are trying to, we have been waiting for response from DOT on this.
Item number 6, 2024-10BZ, 1679 63rd Street, Brooklyn.
So a new representative has been retained by school project, and the new representative is requesting a 2-month adjournment. This would be the 4th adjournment. So since this is a new representative, I will hold off from sending a warning, but if there is any adjournment that is requested by the new representative, following this, we would consider sending a dismissal warning at that time.
Okay. For the record, Vice Chair Shabeta has joined the review session. Item number 7, 2024-18BZ, 15805 Union Turnpike, Queens. Okay. Decision items. Item number 8, 2017-243BZ, Volume 3, 2916 Francis Lewis Boulevard, Queens.
Right? So this is for an extension of term. We did receive revised information and a compliance chart. Did everybody have a chance to review it? All right, everybody's shaking in unison, saying we are satisfied the applicant is seeking a 10 years extension. And it would be from the date of the expiry, which would expire in December of 2025. So the 10-year period will start from December of 2025. I recommend following conditions: that the total signage per frontage shall comply with C1 regulations with no more than 150 square foot of total surface area, of which no more than 50 square foot of illuminated signage shall be permitted. That all exterior lighting near residential residential lot lines shall be directed downwards, shielded from direct view and away from residences. And the lumen level along the property line abutting adjacent residential uses shall not exceed 2-foot candle. Those are my recommendations. Motion, is everybody
Motion.
okay with that? Okay,
Motion to approve, Chair Shanda,
aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Application has been granted. Item number 9, 2024-48A, 12816 Hook Creek Boulevard, Queens.
This is a approval for a GCL 35. Applicant did provide some of the dimension that we had asked on the plan. And though the applicant was asked to provide in writing the zoning resolution constraints that would prevent a curb cut being located on 128th Street as opposed to Hook Street, it was not, there was no response provided. However, in light of the fact the board is just weighing in on the GCL 35 and the placement of the building would have to comply with all the underlying regulations. And therefore, I'm not going to push for that clarification. So with that, motion to approve. Did anybody have any other additional comments? Motion.
They submitted a survey this time as well.
Yeah, they did have a survey last time, but the dimensions were not correct, were not clarified. So they have clarified that on the site plan and also on the survey.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
The motion to approve, Chair Shanda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Application has been granted. Item number 10, 2022-95BZ, 1249 Cedar Avenue, Brooklyn. We received a revised submission on Friday
Right.
with plans.
So August 8th was the first of 2023 was the first hearing that was held. And finally, after many iterations and much back and forth, and various complaints over the period of the hearing that we have received from the neighbors, I would say the applicant has been working diligently in trying to address these comments that the board raised, the neighbors raised. And I think we have come to the point where the site is in a position where, if maintained, based on certain terms and conditions that I'm going to recommend, I think it can effectively function there. And I just want to make sure if the board is okay with a 10-year term, because initially we were not very sure if a 10-year term should be granted. But I feel in this case, the applicant has been working diligently in responding, and they have invested quite a bit in trying to make these improvements. So if I'm going to read out the recommendations. Let me know. And based on that, if we should recommend a 10-year conditions. So 10-year term, I'm sorry. So my recommendations are curb cut locations and dimensions shall be as per BSA approved plan and shall be maintained as per DOT standards. Pedestrian walkways within the site, as shown on the plan, shall be striped and maintained free and clear of obstacles, because the last set of photos that we received, it seems the pedestrian walkway was not indicated, so that needs to be completed. These and other outstanding improvements must be completed prior to obtaining a certificate of occupancy within 12 months from the date of this grant. Site shall be maintained and operated as per the approved plan, operational plan that was submitted last week. The hours of operations shall be limited to 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days for auto repair, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 7 days for car wash. Convenience store, gasoline store, and air pump shall be operate 24/7. Signage shall comply with C1 regulations. Landscaping shall be maintained and improved as per the approved plan. Bollards shall be provided to separate the vehicle queuing for car wash as shown in the approved plan. Queuing space for 10 vehicles for car wash shall be provided within the site as indicated on the approved plan. There shall be no spillover of vehicles onto the sidewalks and streets, causing pedestrian and vehicular conflict from any of the operations located on the site, including the car wash, auto repair, and gasoline sites. 2 trash enclosures, as shown on the plan, shall be maintained and used to store trash. And trash pickup shall happen in a manner that will minimize any conflict with any operation within the site and off-site. Site shall be maintained free and clear of graffiti and debris. No parking of vehicles shall be permitted on the sidewalks, and repair of vehicles shall be limited to indoor auto bays. Is everybody okay with those set of recommendations?
Okay.
So in that case, are we okay with the 10-year term? Okay. So with those conditions, motion to grant for a 10-year term?
Chair Shanda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Application has been granted. Special order calendar continued hearing items. Item number 11, 13984 BZ Volume 2, 1887 Victory Boulevard, Staten Island.
Okay. So applicant has made its submission, and we also received the certificate of occupancy that was granted last in 2000. Applicant states that there aren't any outstanding violations and has also clarified the distance of overlay that is being measured. And I think we have a clear understanding of where that is being measured. It's measured from the map street widening line. So I really don't have any other comments. I'm satisfied with the submission. Vice Chair Shabeta?
Thank you, Chair. I'm also satisfied with this submission.
Thank you. Commissioner Otley Brown?
I'm also satisfied.
Commissioner Sheta?
Thank you, Chair. I'm satisfied with the submission with 2 exceptions. I'm not sure if like I looked at a different submission, but I believe I looked at the latest, and I didn't see still the lot number and the bulk, the block number in the statement of facts. That was one of my comments through the initial hearing. And also I did ask them to add like some language about site description, the area that I mentioned, the neighbors, the shape of the site, and I couldn't see that in the statement as well. I'm not sure if I looked at an old one.
It was the June 24th submission folder that I had emailed all the commissioners, reminding them that that's
I
where,
believe that's what I looked at.
yeah.
Okay. We will look into it again, and if those information are missing.
I would leave it to the applicant. If they are in the statement, he can show them to us. If not, then he can add him and we'll take it from there. But I couldn't see, I didn't see him.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioner, Yoon?
Thank you. I'm also satisfied with this application.
Okay, great. Move on.
Thank you.
Item number 12, 101684 BZ, Volume 3, 790 Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn.
Sorry. So a submission was made, and the applicant has provided an affidavit from the, oh, I'm sorry.
It's the wrong one.
No?
Yeah.
Has, yeah, I think my first question is, we don't have a community board vote on this. So the applicant needs to reach out to the board, and this being a summertime, I don't know what.
I did reach out to the community
did?
board.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
They were
So the
there.
Applicant did provide interior site conditions, and the affidavit says that it is going to, the automotive service, is in compliance with the board's condition. I don't have anything else to state on this. Vice Chair Shabeta? Vice Chair Shabeta?
you're,
Muted. I apologize, I was muted. I don't have any further comment, but when we reached out to the community board, did they say send anything back or they refused to have a hearing?
again last week and stated that we were having a hearing today. And if they could get us some recommendation or whether or not they were voting on it, not voting, did they hold a hearing, all of the above. And she said she would speak to the district manager and get back to me, but I hadn't heard anything yet.
Okay. I
Said they
have
would,
nothing-
hi, how are you?
I have nothing further.
Commissioner Otley Brown?
I have no additional questions.
Commissioner Sheta?
I'm satisfied with the application. Thank you, Chair.
Commissioner Yoon?
I have nothing further to add.
Okay, new cases, item number 13, 8881 BZ, volume 4, 3,309 Richmond Avenue, Staten Island.
Okay.
Hey, Monday.
This is an extension of time. We do not need a proof of hearing notice on
Mhm.
this, and applicant is requesting a 1-year extension of time to obtain a certificate of occupancy for the conversion of an existing 2-story building from a residential use and daycare center to an office use pursuant to a previously approved variance. The time to obtain certificate of occupancy expired back in June of 2024. The applicant stated the reason for the delay was administrative delays at DOB, and that was not able to obtain certificate of occupancy within the period that was allotted from the extension, from the time when term was extended. I would like to know what is the status of the process at this point, and the applicant states it will take about 12 months, is requesting a 12 months to get the approval. I don't have any other questions other than I do not have a violation report, so the applicant can provide a violation report. Vice Chair Shabeta.
No further comments.
Commissioner Otley Brown.
I have no issues.
Commissioner Sheta.
Thank you, Chair. This is the first time for this applicant. Usually the submissions coming are excellent. This one is excellent, with the exception that they like mimicked some other applicants. The block and lot number are not in the statement of facts, surprisingly for me. And also the second comment is please address the violations in the statement of facts, because I didn't see like any mention for the violations in the statement.
Okay. I think if they provide the violation report and a cover letter indicate
Yeah,
if
sorry, I
if there are
thought they
any
did.
outstanding and how they're planning to address it, that should be satisfactory. Yeah,
I would like to like if there are some like basic items like violations, operational plan, these kind of items, we need to see in the statement, even if it's like a very brief statement or sentence, just one sentence, no violations,
Okay.
10 violations. Sometimes it's quicker to read one document than like flipping through 10 documents. That's my opinion on it. But I didn't see either the report or the mention for the violation in the statement of fact itself.
Commissioner Yoon.
Thank you. I have no comments on this application.
Okay. Item number 14, 2017-213BZ, Volume 4, 1808 Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn.
This is also an extension of time. This is, the applicant is requesting an extension of time to complete construction and obtain a CO for a previously approved 20-bed community residence and a treatment facility for recovering youth and adolescent substance abusers pursuant to a previously approved variance. The extension of time will expire in November of 2025. The reason for delay has really been trying to get the consent from the abutting property owners. And I think one has resulted in a litigation that needs to be resolved, and the applicant is expecting to have that resolved by September of this year. And with that in place, everything else, the applicant expects a completion time of mid-2026. There are 6 active violations, and they are related to boiler. So I'm satisfied with this submission. I have no additional comments on this. Vice Chair Shibata?
Chair, my only question on this is, can we give a greater time to extend instead of just 2026, because it is in litigation right now, and while they
Yeah,
hope it's done in September, we really don't know how these things work out.
I agree with you. I think we are allowed maximum of 4, so we can give maximum of 4 in
Okay,
this.
and that's my only comment.
Yes, Commissioner, thank you for bringing that up. Commissioner Otley Brown,
I have no additional comments.
and you're okay with the 4-year?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Commissioner Sheta?
Thank you, Chair. I'm okay with the 4 years and I have nothing further to add.
Thank you. Commissioner Yoon?
Thank you. I'm also okay with 4 years. They did ask for that in their statement of facts. I have no comments on this application.
Oh, they asked for 4 years?
They said it will take 14 months, but they want 4 years just in case.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did I read it then? I'm sorry, then 4 years it is. Yeah, I misread it. Thank you.
Move
Yeah.
on. Zoning calendar, continued hearing items. Item number 15, 2023-64BZ, 14408 87th Road, Queens.
Okay. So at the last hearing, we had given a clear direction to the applicant to modify the plan and the number of units, which has been done. Right now, the number of units has been reduced to 4. I'm satisfied with that part of the submission. Statement of facts have been revised accordingly, and so has been the financial. The applicant did provide a dwelling unit study to respond to finding C, and also information has been provided to address finding D. So all in all, I believe I'm satisfied because all findings have been met. Vice Chair Shibata.
Thank you, Chair. I am I'm very happy to see this application. There's recent submission. It responded to all of our questions, and I am prepared to close on this.
Thank you. Commissioner Otley Brown?
I agree with the both of you. I believe the decrease in units and the fact that the two largest units have been reduced in bedroom count to 3 bedrooms results in a better project. So I'm on board with this.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Sheta?
Thank you, Chair. I'm also satisfied with the configuration of the project as presented during the last submission. And I have no further comments to add.
Thank you. Commissioner Yoon?
Thank you. I'm satisfied with the change to the plans, but I have two comments. The dwelling unit size chart, while it seems very thorough, feels still irrelevant because there's no reference to the actual number of bedrooms in any of these units, which is something that we have discussed extensively at past hearings on this case specifically, because a unit size has to relate to the number of bedrooms for us to understand what it means. So while the chart seems helpful, I don't find it actually very useful in trying to provide any kind of neighborhood context. That being said, the applicant did respond to the comments we made on the plans and has made those changes. So again, I'm satisfied with that. One question, the second comment I have is the statement of facts states that pursuant to 25221, I think, or yeah, 25221, that this project does not require any parking because it is neither an enlargement or a development. Because this is a change of use, I think that qualifies as a development and that would trigger parking for 50% of the units. I would appreciate if the applicant could take a look at that and discuss this at the hearing.
Well, we can put a note saying that we are not waiving any of because the applicant is not seeking any parking waiver, we are not waiving anything, and it has to be pursuant to the underlying zoning requirements, right?
That's true, but they're proposing 0 parking spaces on the approved plans.
Well, we are not, we can put your note saying
Yeah,
that we are not
okay.
waiving parking requirements, so it is pursuant to whatever the zoning would require,
Okay.
and that would be a DOB determination.
On.
1 second, what happened to my notes? Okay. You
know
scroll
when
and
you're
you
ready.
forget. Just give me a second.
Yeah, let me know you're ready.
Okay,
Good?
yeah.
Item
Thank
number,
you.
good?
Yeah.
Okay.
thank you.
Item number 16, 2025-02BZ, 3660 East Tremont Avenue, the Bronx.
So this is an existing drive-through, and applicant is coming for an extension for a 10-year under the new post-ZHO text. And the applicant has made the revisions. Overall, the submission is responsive to the comments that were raised at the last hearing. I don't want the applicant to revise the lumen note plan, and this is something standard I'm noticing because what I'm noticing the notes say regarding lumen plan is that no more than 2-foot candle may protrude more than 10 feet onto adjacent residential properties. That's not what the board is is directing. What the board is saying is that at the subject property line abutting residential use, at that point, it should be no more than 2-foot candle. We're not asking the 2-foot candle to extend beyond into the adjacent property. So it reads incorrectly. So that needs to be corrected. And the correct note should be, it should be part of the lighting plan, note number 1. And it should state that 2-foot candle light, the lumen level along the subject property line abutting residential use shall not exceed 2-foot candle light. Commissioner Yoon, I know you were instrumental in stating that. Are you okay with that language? Because I'm finding it very frustrating every time that language is being tweaked by the applicant to almost indicate that we're letting it flow into the abutting residential use. But what I'm stating, is that okay with you?
Say it one more time.
My recommendation is lumen levels along subject property lines abutting residential use shall not exceed 2-foot candle.
Yeah, that's what we agreed on. Yes.
Yes, okay. So that needs to be corrected on page BSA 13. And also additional notes regarding AVC has been added, and landscaping plan has been revised, and the applicant has revised the findings to address the air quality. So overall, I am satisfied. Ms. Benke, is there any outstanding environmental?
No, there's no more outstanding environmental. It's closed.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Vice Chair Shabeta.
I'm satisfied with this application. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, good. Commissioner Otley Brown?
I actually visited the site and it's a very well-maintained site and they're actually filling in the landscaping gaps. And I've seen nice new trees. So I think they're coming along. I have no additional comments.
Wonderful. Yeah, it is well maintained. I based on my site visit also. Commissioner Sheta?
Thank you, Chair. I agree with you that the submission was very responsive. Regarding the note in the Loman, I believe we do have we standardize this language, and I believe in our library we have the standard language for that. So we can, if you want, we can send it to the applicants, or we can put it in our website. I don't know, but I noticed during the past like few hearings that standard notes language is that applicants are inserting their own ones. If we need to like send it to everyone, we could do that. But I have nothing further to add on this application. I want to thank the applicant as well.
Yeah, no, this is not that site. Now, yes, I don't know why this particular language kind of got introduced and it is being repeated, and I've been correcting it every time. So project managers, please take note of that language. It really is not the intent of that. And do refer to our library of notes and direct that to the applicant. Thank you. Commissioner Yoon?
I have no further comments.
Okay. Thank you.
Move on.
Yeah.
Item number 17, 2024-34 BZ, 815 Kings Highway, Brooklyn.
This is for reduction of off-street parking for an ambulatory diagnostic healthcare facility and an office use. So after, I think we had 2 adjournments before that, so we had a little bit of a gap. Applicant did provide a revised submission to address board's comments. Firstly, the required number of parking space has been revised to 182 from 187. Not a significant reduction, but a little bit, to reflect the City of Yes text amendment. Now, with that reduction in the waiver, the waiver of parking spaces also reduces to 63 from 68 spaces. So the applicant has revised the plan and tried to provide more reservoir spaces, and the reservoir spaces are distributed both in the cellar and on the first floor. On the first floor, there'll be 12. On the first floor, there'll be 10 spaces, and on the cellar level, there will be 12. And an operational plan also has been provided. Upon review of all of this, these are my questions. With regards to the operational plan, I still don't believe it quite responds to the questions that I had raised at the last hearing. And the questions were, how will a visitor know which entrance is to be used to access the garage? Also, the garage entrance needs to be dimensioned. The drop-off and the pickup zones have not been separated. It would be wherever a space is available. Now, this is not a safe solution. And it may require a customer to, go in on one and then realize that's closed and then have to back out and do a Y turn and Y movement and go to the other one. And similarly, it's not clear where the visitors who will be coming to pick up the car, where they will be standing and where will they know where to stand. So, and the waiting for the vehicles should not be outside on the sidewalk, blocking pedestrian flow and others. So is there any direct access from the building lobby to the parking garage? And will a customer have to step out of the building and then enter the garage to pick up its car? With regards to the parking demand study, I want the applicant to clarify the parking demand from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m. for Saturdays, when all commercial uses on the site will be closed except for the bank ATM and residential. So I'm not sure why that analysis is indicated, because it seems there'll be some utilization on Saturday. Now, the peak accumulation for a weekday is estimated to be 81 from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., though there will be 99 total vehicles entering and exiting during this 1 hour period. So I want to understand how 99 vehicles exit and entry will be accumulated based on the proposed layout, and the operational plan and the maneuverability will be contained within the parking facility. So 52 vehicles will be entering in this one hour period, and 47 vehicles will be exiting. And so the parking demand is most for the medical office space, which is 38 vehicles entering, 36 exiting. But what I'm still trying to understand is how will, given this layout configuration, will allow for a smooth transition of these 52 vehicles entering and 47 vehicles exiting from this site happen without blocking the sidewalk and without having any double parking on the street and by the curbside. So to me, this operational plan didn't quite look at all of the numbers. It just, and I don't quite see the flow yet. I strongly think the number of the stackers, they really should be in the lower level, and allow for more vehicles to be parked in the lower level in the cellar, and then allow for more turning movements and flow from one wing to the other of this parking garage for reservoir spaces. I still think this is going to result in people using the operators using the driveway leading up to the parking garage as an maneuverability process, because when you're getting so many vehicles at that peak period, all of those reservoir spaces on the ground floor are going to be packed, or the garage, or you'll be busy taking those vehicles down into the cellar using one elevator. So I'm not convinced yet. So the applicant needs to provide more explanation on this matter. Vice Chair Shibata.
Thank you, Chair. I mirror your concerns. I share them, and I have nothing further to add.
Okay. Commissioner Otley Brown.
I'm wondering if the reason why the stackers are on the first floor and not the cellar floor is because the cellar, I think the building is pretty much set already because it's in construction. And the cellar doesn't have that high a floor to ceiling height relative to the first floor. So I'm thinking that's why they put the stackers on the first floor and not in the cellar. I think there might be 16 feet, 15 or 16 feet in the cellar, whereas I think there's 24 feet on the first floor.
Yes, you're right. Actually, now that you reminded me, yes, that is one of the reasons. However, that is a fault of the design. And there is no reason for, then this operational plan is still not working. And there are some spaces, if you look at the cellar plan, to the left of the elevator, there are some vacant spaces that are kind of empty. Those could be used and allowed for more vehicles to be parked on the lower level and minimize at least one stacker or something like that to allow for a better flow and waiting area. And that is what is concerning to me. So if you're going to have, and I'm going to do the math quickly, let's say, I said 99 vehicles. So every 15 minutes, there will be 7 vehicles that will be coming in and out. Now you have 10 spaces that are on the ground level. but that would mean Vegas. I don't know how many valets there will be. There will be one who will be directing, and there'll be another person who will be going up and taking the vehicles up and down. And during that time, you have to make it very clear which is going to be the exit and which is going to be entry. And you have to move the vehicles that are entering down while you're taking the vehicles out. So it is not quite clear to me how that is going to be done. And the number of valet staff also going to be critical in making this operate in the most smooth transitional way. So I think the applicant needs to provide a lot more clarification. And not should be, the parking should not be hemmed into this because it has been pre-designed and you're trying to make it work. Commissioner Sheta?
Thank you, Chair. I agree with your comments. I would like to listen to the feedback from the applicant, see what the reasons they are not making to make the situation better. And I have nothing further to add for now. Thank you.
Okay. Commissioner Yoon?
Thank you. I also agree with your comments about maneuverability and the operation. I do want to thank the applicant for responding to a lot of comments I had about the area charts and the calculations and also color coding the plans. So I appreciate that. I have nothing further for now.
Okay.
Item number 18, 2023-59BZ, 280 Bradley Avenue, Staten Island.
Okay. So applicant did provide a revised plan in response to board's comments where it has widened the bus lane. However, we also received an initial comment from DOT. I think that was circulated to all the commissioners, where DOT believes this, based on DOT's preliminary comments, this turnaround. Yes, Ms. Prenga, you have your hand.
This was not circulated to the commissioners because it's not an official, but I can send it over to the commissioners.
Okay, I thought it was. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
It's okay. No, I'm sorry. Thanks.
I believe we got it in an email. We got the conclusion in an email. That was the email you sent last week, and that language was colored in blue. The text was in blue.
Yeah, I have more detailed comments and follow up on that. So let me email you in a moment.
But
I have
that
more-
was the conclusion for what they said, right?
Yes, that's pretty much the conclusion. They need a detailed auto turn analysis.
Understood.
And I just emailed you now, so you can see the details on that request.
So DOT expressed concern and wanted more analysis, but I think they remain skeptical about the overall layout and the plan. So and I have to really thank the applicant trying to work with the board and trying to respond to the concerns and minimize the vehicular movement, vehicular curbside activities for the school. However, upon review of the project and these comments that we have received from DOT, I'm coming to the conclusion that the proposed project is too big for this site and its context. While deference is afforded to the school, it has to also meet the rest of the findings. And to mitigate the traffic flow on site, a bus drop-off and a pickup was considered, which was directed by the board. I will say that. However, DOT doesn't seem to be convinced of this alternative. And this is also resulting in a building massing that is much more out of scale from the surrounding built context. So given the existing street network, where reliance on curbside drop-off and pickup is not at all possible for the subject site and the surrounding built context, the scope of the project must be reduced significantly. So I'm not going to go through my detailed comments, but I think we are kind of back to a starting point. Commissioner, Vice Chair Shabeta, I'm sorry.
We can't hear
Vice
you.
Chair Shabeta,
Vice Chair, I can't hear you.
I think he's trying to turn the machine.
Oh,
We all are having a problem with our laptop, so I think I know what's going on.
it's Monday.
No.
No, it's
And
it's
we
the
did
laptops.
it. Thank you. I did another site visit at this site, but keeping in mind with what the proposal was, and I think there's a long way to go, and I agree with the statements that were made by the chair.
Commissioner Arkin.
That in trying to figure out a way in which to accommodate the buses on site, it's shifting the bulk up higher. And now we're back to the very first comment that we had, that when we thought that this was too large a building and too intense a use for this site, it's creeping back into the conversation again, and that's problematic. Although I do think that the pathway being wider underneath the building and the reduction of that first floor space is probably going to help buses to be able to make that turn. I don't think that the parking area in the front is going to work at all, because the spaces really don't line up with the curb cuts, and it's going to require people to either front in and back out at awkward angles, or back in and front out also at awkward angles. And that's dangerous when you're considering children arriving and departing from the site. So I definitely think that this has to be thought out better. And you might be onto something, Chair. Maybe a total reduction in the scope of the project might be warranted here. And let's focus on something that is less intensive a use at this site, and perhaps could be accommodated by smaller vans instead of full-size buses. That might actually make it easier to accommodate them on site. Maybe with a simple lay-by might be able to do it. But if you're talking about 452 children here, I think that's just too much activity, and it's not going to be accommodated without truly disrupting the character of the neighborhood.
Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't want to get into the detailed notes I had on the project. I thought those 4 parking spaces in the front did not make sense, and especially if they're really for those occasional situations where parents are going to drop off a child who is going to be late to school. I don't think we need to have such a permanent layout, especially if whether you have a bus or a van. If you have a bus or a van lay-by area, when the students are arriving late, those buses, vans should not be there on site. And maybe that can be used for those temporary vehicles to be dropped off. So you have, and I think to Commissioner Otley Brown's comments, if they are vans, maybe some of it can be parked on the site in like a rear yard parking area type of thing. So I think, and those can only be achieved if the scope of the project is scaled down significantly. I think there's too much that is being packed into this site, and it is triggering other finding factors. So that needs to be modified. Thank you. Commissioner Sheta?
Thank you, Chair. Last hearing, I said that I did like the idea of the driveway. I was anticipating that the applicant will work on like making it wider, which happened already, by like shrinking the first floor and making the driveway wider. But at the end of my testimony last hearing, I said the final word on this should be left to the DOT. If they bless what the applicant is proposing, I'm going to be okay with it. Since the DOT feedback indicate that they are doubting the feasibility of the proposed solution, I got the feeling that this site's small for the size of school that's being proposed by the applicant. And if DOT position continues to be the same, based on this submission or maybe another modified submission that the applicant will propose, I believe the applicant should seek one of two things, either looking for another site to fit the size of school that they are proposing, or maybe shrink the size of the school they are intending to put in this site. I believe the approach should be as simple as that. And I'm willing to wait to listen to the applicant, see which way they want to go. Thank you.
Thanks. Commissioner Yoon?
Thank you. I also agree that the scope is too big for the site. And my concern with the driveway is that there's a lack of ability for, in other words, there's no way for a bus to bust the line, as we have seen or discussed in drive-throughs. And I know that there are going to be times when one bus is ready before the other, or they can predict that this bus will need to leave sooner. And I think over time, there will be a tendency to avoid getting stuck in a backup where you can't leave the one-way out, and people will idle on the street in order to avoid that kind of traffic buildup. So I think the discussion the chair had with Commissioner Otley Brown about the potential for vans, it's important that if any alternative with vans is proposed, that there is more maneuverability for cars to leave at different times or vans to leave at different times. Because, I mean, having ridden school buses myself, they leave when they're ready to, and they're not always in the right order. And that's why they're often obviously on the side of the street so that they can leave as soon as they're ready. And here, this kind of congestion makes me concerned that ultimately we will end up with cars and buses on this one-lane road and cause some severe traffic backups. Of course, this is for DOT to further analyze and give feedback on, but I still agree and feel that the scope is too big for the site.
Okay, thank you. That's a good comment. That sometimes buses get filled in at different times, and that can result in somebody just waiting for the first two buses to clear out before the third one can go. And,
Yeah.
And to avoid that
You might
result
wait
in
on the
exactly
side.
what we are trying to
Yeah.
avoid. Yeah.
If you're 4 or 5 buses back, you may feel like anyway, it just feels like it could be problematic for the
Mhm.
number of kids
Mhm.
and the amount of in and out, obviously.
Chair,
Yeah. Go ahead, Commissioner.
I have a question for Jella. The language that she circulated last week, that in blue, that the statement that starts with, we just reviewed the DOT saying we just reviewed the applicant, no proposal with our engineers, and they are saying that they are doubting that the turn is possible. Is this a copy and paste from a DOT feedback or email or letter or something like that?
Yes,
Thank you.
this was an email sent to us, but they said even though they're doubtful, they need an auto turn,
Understood.
a detailed auto turn analysis to assess it. And then they sent these 7 comments, asking for details and how to kind of providing direction on how to do the auto turn. If the auto turn worked, then they may change that, but
Most likely when engineers ask for proof, they know that it's not gonna work. If they could have looked at it and like did that auto turn themselves. They are experts in doing that. I believe that that's gonna be their conclusion if the applicant insists on submitting that the same thing to them. The conclusion would be it's not gonna work. But let's see.
I think based on what I'm hearing from my fellow commissioners, it seems we're all of the opinion that maybe instead of buses, consider vans, and definitely scale down the project scope so that that would reduce the number of vehicles that will be serving the school. And therefore, the auto turn may be eliminated and can be done through a simpler parking kind of configuration that can reduce the dependency on their auto turn and getting stuck. And that can also bring down the building footprint. Because you can have a bigger amount of a ground floor that can be used for the school operation, and then you don't have to have a 4-story full lot coverage building. So I think there is a lot that has been said, which kind of echoing that the scale of the project has to come down. And that will reduce the dependency on the vehicular number of vehicles. Okay.
Maybe another site would be a good solution as well. This is Staten Island. Every time I look at this project, I
Commissioner
get the impression.
So Commissioner, that is not for us to direct, that is for the applicant.
Mhm.
We have this subject case, and that's what DOB has objected on, cited this objection, and we have to respond to that.
DOT.
So DOB has cited an objection, and we are reviewing
sorry, yes.
DOB's objection for the subject site. It is not in our purview to make any recommendations about other sites.
Understood. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any more? That's it. This concludes the review session for July 14th, 2025.
We are at 10:55. I'll round it off to 11 o'clock. So let's meet at 12:10.
Oh,
An
no,
hour and
11.
Oh, no, sorry. No, 11. Oh, God, my God.
11:10.
11:10. My mind is just, sorry.
Okay,
11:10. My bad. 11:10.
Thank you. We will resume at 11:10 with the public hearing.
Okay. Sorry.
Hey, good morning, everyone. We're about to proceed. Please, microphones on.
Mike.
Ms. Matias, you may proceed with today's public hearing.
Good morning. This is the New York City Board of Standards and Appeals public hearing for July 14, 2025. The first item up is 13984, special order calendar, continued hearing items, 13984 BZ, 1887 Victory Boulevard. This is Ronald Victorio.
Yes, I see him. And change to panelist.
Please note for the record, for the public hearing, Vice Chair Shabeta and Commissioner Shetter are joining us remotely.
Is Mr. Victoria in the room?
There he is. We can't hear you, Mr. Victorio.
Again,
Yeah, can you raise the
Can you
volume,
raise the
sir?
Volume?
I will.
Mhm. Maybe on your computer, the little volume thing.
How is that? Better?
Much better.
Okay, lower it a little bit. Thank you.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board and to respond honestly to board member questions?
I absolutely do.
Please state your name for the record and proceed to respond to the board's comments at review session.
Ronald Victorio.
Please proceed, Mr. Victorio. One question that was raised by Commissioner Sheta was regarding, with regards to the corrections to the statement of facts. Can you please?
We've already corrected them. Just let me know how I should upload them to the portal, and we have added the block and lot.
Okay,
So you should send it to submit@bsa.nyc.gov. Make sure the calendar number is attached to the cover, with a cover letter, revised statement and the cover letter.
Will do promptly right after the session is completed on this application.
Thank you so much for correcting that.
No problem, Commissioner. I
any
guess
other,
the biggest item here was the measurement of the widen line, and I understand that the commissioners are satisfied with the response from CPC regarding that matter.
yes. Yes, thank you. Sometimes we need a little refresher, even though we do this all the time, we need a little refresher, and that was a helpful refresher.
For all of us, even for me architecturally, because I spoke to a couple of architects and they all said, that's a very good question. So we clarified it for the industry.
Okay, good. Any questions for Mr. Victoria? Okay, do you have any questions for us? Otherwise, I'll go to the public.
Not at all.
Okay, let's go to the public then.
I'm waiting for Jill. She's not there? Okay. No, I could use my thing, but I'm not sure. Okay. No, wrong thing, Jill. You're showing two things, Jill. You're showing a memo. It's
I
okay.
apologize, I'm having a technical difficulty.
You want me to just-
Give me a 1 minute, 1 minute. I think I got it now.
There we go. Good. Okay. The case that we're currently discussing is 13984 BC, 1887 Victory Boulevard, Staten Island. Should you wish to comment on this case, my calendar's not running. Dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the Weber ID number 161-396-4817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you will press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute if you're calling in on the phone. And if you're in the Zoom room already, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your computer screen. Once you are recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to comment on this case.
While we're waiting for the public to call in, I don't see anybody's hand being raised. Given that we are all satisfied with the submission, I'm going to recommend that we close and we will schedule this for decision. August. Which one? We can get this. August? Sure. Okay. We'll schedule this for August decision.
So that would be in
Actually,
August till,
That's like a month away. That's too.
so you want to do
End of July.
28th?
End of July.
So July 28th?
Yeah.
Hearing? Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Victoria.
Okay.
Just
and-
one other comment, Madam Chairperson, is this for a term limit or removing the term?
Was that a request that was made?
It was in the revision, I think, correct, Mr.
Yes,
Victoria?
it was. Yes, it was stated in the revision, and you said you would consider that at a point prior to, your final decision as commissioners.
Thank
It's
you.
been
for-
going on for 40 years. I just don't know what, I think there's been a history of compliance with this and maintaining. I think it helps the community by getting off-street parking for a retail sales business. I'm hoping that the owner, client will not have to come back 10 years from now and present the same case to the commissioners at the time and the chair at the time. I would like to get a final certificate of occupancy for the property and file with DOB.
I would like to take a poll from my fellow board members. Any issue with removing the term or extending the term to, let's say, 20-year instead of 10-year? I think I'm okay with either way. I think this particular use has been a very steady use. And given the dense landscaping that is along the residential lot line, and I would be okay with
Oh, my photograph.
not having a term. But that's my opinion.
I could support that.
Which one?
Not having a term. I could support that.
Commissioner Oakley Brown?
I could support not having a term, provided there should be something in the resolution that would trigger them having to come back if the business changes.
Good point. Okay. And that can be done through a substantial compliance or something like that also, right? If there's a change in the business. Could be. Okay.
Do you want to do a roll call?
I just want to take a read from the board. What about Commissioner Sheta?
Yeah, I'm on the same page with you.
And Commissioner Oakley Brown's recommendation, no term,
Yes,
but if
yes.
come back to the board, okay. And Commissioner Yoon?
I agree with that suggestion.
Mr. Carlo?
Yes, Madam Chair. Yeah, it's not been uncommon that there could be a condition that a change of use, even in a change within the same use group, would require a consideration by the board in the future, which is typically an amendment. So I just wanted to throw out there just from my past experience.
Okay. So change of use would be an amendment. Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm in agreement with that.
Thank you, Mr. Victoria.
Thank you, Carl.
Hold in or raise your hands.
Nobody has called in, so we would then remove the term, but with those conditions.
Accepted.
Okay. Thank you all. Motion to close?
Chair Shonda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown, Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Okay. So this will be voted on the 28th of July, Mr. Vittorio. Okay?
Thank you. And when may I expect a new resolution will be issued?
New resolution will be issued,
With that contingency about change of use, will that be stated in there?
Yes.
yes.
Okay, that's fine. And at that point, then I can file with DOB for an updated and final certificate of occupancy, correct?
Yes.
I thank you, Madam Chair, and the commissioners for your consideration on this matter. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Victoria. Item number 12, 101684 BZ, Volume 3, 790 Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn.
Somebody,
Oh, you're the other one. Sorry. Yeah, you're 1808. Sorry. Yeah.
okay. This should be,
This is Frank. Yeah. I don't know why I thought you were filling in for the other one. Sorry.
I don't see Frank.
Frank is here.
Oh, Frank is here?
I'm sorry, Mr. Noriega.
Oh, I'm here. Sorry.
Frank is fine. But good morning.
No. Sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Noriega, go ahead.
Raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board and to respond to the board member questions?
I do.
Okay, please state your name for the record and respond to the comments at the review session from the board.
My name is Frank Noriega. I'm here from Belkin Bird and Goldman. And to start off, good morning, Madam Chair and members of the board. I listened to the review session, but it didn't sound like there were any questions that needed to be answered, but I'm here if there are any other follow-up questions related to the application.
No, the only thing was with the community board. Did you have any success with the community board?
We did not. I know we reached out in April to see if they wanted to do a hearing, and again, immediately after the hearing, the last hearing, but we did not get a response.
Yeah, I reached out Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments for Mr. Noriega?
Let's go to the public.
Let's go to the public then.
The case that we're currently discussing is 101684 BZ, Volume 3, 790 Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn. Should you wish to comment on this case, dial 669-254, 5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the webinar ID number 161-396-4817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you'll press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute if you're calling in on the phone. And if you're in the Zoom room already and wish to participate, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your screen. It says raised hand. Once you are recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to comment on this application. I don't know that many on July. Almost done. Okay, no one has called in or raised their hands. Motion to approve, Chair Shonda. Sorry, motion to close, Chair Shonda.
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown, Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
We will schedule this for end of July decision.
Sounds good to me. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good summer.
You too. Take care.
New cases, item number 13, 8881 BZ, Volume 4, 3309 Richmond Avenue, Staten Island.
Okay. I see Mr. Dale.
It's Mr. Dale.
Is there anyone else from your team, Mr. Dale?
Good morning, Todd Dale for the applicant.
Hi, good morning.
Huh.
Anyone else from your team?
No, just me today.
Okay.
No.
Here.
What happened?
No, for some reason I left some of my vote sheets. All right, well, I'll just make up. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board and to respond honestly to board member questions?
I do so affirm.
Please state your name for the record and respond to the board's comments at review session.
Todd Dale for the applicant. I did listen to review session. There were just a few comments. First, Chair, in response to one of your questions, the last information I have from the project architect team is they expect that they could get the CO upon grant of this application in 3 months or less, but we are requesting a year just to avoid any administrative hassles or unexpected issues that may come up at the Department of Buildings. And with respect to violations, during the recess, I actually submitted violation reports to the record, to the submit mailbox from DOB BIS and DOB Now, confirming that there are no open violations against the site. So that submission was made probably 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Did everybody see that? I just want to check.
I don't think we received it.
Oh, it only went to me and Carlo. Oh, send it to Champa. Okay.
Just 1 second, we are trying to.
Sure. No, I sent it to the submit mailbox and I don't know if a project manager had been assigned since this is just an extension of time case. So I copied Tony and Carlo.
I did send it to the chair. I apologize. I went to submit, but he only sent it to Carlo and I for some reason. I just forwarded it again. It has no objection.
The Richmond violation, Richmond Road violation, that's the one?
Yeah, Richmond Avenue,
Oh, Richmond Avenue, sorry.
Richmond Avenue.
Okay.
You have it?
Okay, now I have the submission, yes.
Yes. I only sent it to, it's weird.
I can also share the screen if that's easier.
I think that might be easier. We are
I
having
have
a little
it.
bit of a technical
Okay.
issue.
That's
Okay.
fine.
There are no open violations as the record submitted shows. I was able to see it.
You have it,
Yeah.
Madam Chair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is everybody okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, just wanted to make sure. Thank you for taking care of that quickly. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I don't know if there's any other issues or questions. I believe that was the extent of it.
Yeah, I don't think we have any other questions. Okay. But you're proposing 1 year and which is fine with us. All right, if there aren't any questions or comments from Mr. Dale, are there any?
Did we correct the statement of facts for the block and lot number?
Was there an erroneous block and lot number?
No, they weren't there.
Oh,
I didn't see them in the statement.
no, the statement does have the address. It does not have the block and lot. Check.
Yes, that's correct. It has the address without the lot and block. Yes.
I mean, we could submit that to the record
Yeah.
if needed, or I can state it on the record, whatever the board prefers.
Just submit a revised statement of fact.
Okay, I'll make a note for that.
So it's 1 page. It's not a big deal.
So noted.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to the public.
So the case, oh, go ahead. So the case we're currently discussing is 8881 BZ, Volume 4, 3309 Richmond Avenue, Staten Island. Should you wish to comment on this case, dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the Weber ID number 161-396-4817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you'll press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute if you're calling in on the phone. And if you're in the Zoom room already, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand, raised hand symbol at the bottom of your computer. Once you are recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to comment on this application.
So I'm going to recommend we close this, and please submit the revised statement of fact. And we will schedule this for end of July decision.
Great, thank you.
Okay, no hands, no call. Motion to close, Chair Shanda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown. Aye. Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Okay. Item number 14, 2017-213 BZ Volume 4, 1808 Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn. Please state your name for the record. Let me swear you in. Press the button. Is it on?
Think so.
Is there a red light on?
Andrew Albrook.
There you go. Okay, raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board?
I do.
Wait, am I finished? Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board to respond to the board member questions?
I do.
Okay. State your name for the record and proceed. Excuse me 1 second. Make sure you speak closer to the mic.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently we can't, it's not as clear. Okay.
Okay.
Dara, yours.
Good morning, board. My name's Andrew Albrook. I'm with Hershen Singer and Epstein, and we represent the dynamic youth community. I'm joined by DYC's Associate Director, Karen Carlini.
Oh, hold on. That person is joining remotely?
Yeah.
Yes.
And also
Then-
Benjamin Stark.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So we will need to swear them in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you're going to have somebody in. Okay. I have to swear them in. though.
Sorry, we'll have to
Andrew.
swear them in also.
Yeah.
Do they have to say anything?
Are they going to speak, Andrew?
I don't believe Ben plans on speaking, but Karen is here in case the board has any
Okay, we'll
questions
have
for
them
the applicant.
sworn in anyway, just in case they have to pop in. Yeah, give me 1 minute, Benjamin, Mr. Stark. Miss Carlini. He's cute. Yeah, that's a better light, yeah. Okay, please raise your hands. Please raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before the board and to respond honestly to board member questions?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you're gonna do the lead? Okay, go ahead.
Good morning. So we were here at the review session, and in the interest of time, although we prepared a more comprehensive statement, you ably covered most of our points. However, I'm pleased to report that we have few updates since our written submission. We've made additional progress at the Department of Buildings. Another approval has been received for the sprinkler work that was mentioned in our papers. And the litigation discussed more thoroughly in our papers received an order in our favor last month on the 18th. And the last construction access agreement that we need to begin construction has a meeting scheduled later today, in fact. So that's in progress as well. It's mentioned in our papers, and as the board mentioned, the review, even with all of this progress, we'll still need approximately 14 months after final access has been secured to complete construction. Thus, we're respectfully requesting, in line with what the vice chair said, a full 4-year extension to finish this development for this essential state-supported project. We're here to answer any questions you may have and look forward to continuing to work with the board to bring this essential project to the community. Thank you.
First of all, Mr. Albert, you get bonus points for being here in person.
Well, it's always fun to have an audience.
We are glad to hear progress is being made on this project. I've been on this board and so has been some of our board members, and it's a good project and we really want to see this go through. It's good to see that happening. And any other comments or questions, commissioners, you have?
Do you want to do the public?
Let's go to the public.
Does Ms. Carlini had said she wanted?
Miss Carlin, do you want to add anything?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you.
And thank you for the update. I'm glad to hear that the progress is being made and yes. Go ahead.
Okay, so let's go to the public.
Yeah.
The case we're currently discussing is 2017-213 BZ, Volume 4, 1808 Coney Island Avenue, Brooklyn. Should you wish to comment on this case, dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you will enter the webinar ID number 161-396-4817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you will press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute if you're calling in on the phone. And if in the Zoom room already, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your computer screen. Once you're recognized, you'll have 3 minutes to comment on this application.
I would recommend that we close it today and we schedule it for July decision. There's no submission that is required.
Do you want an updated statement of what he stated? Okay, fine, that's because it's on the record, so no
No.
submission.
No.
Thank you,
Should make a note of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Fail safe. No hands were raised, no phone calls came in.
Thank you and good to see you all. And
Thank you,
good luck.
Board.
Motion to close, Chair Shonda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Shetta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon. Okay. This is closed for decision.
If I like
What's that?
All right.
Good?
Yeah.
We'll let you know the date. Okay.
It'll be
Thank you, Tony.
July,
July 28th?
July,
Okay.
last July. Here.
Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew, for coming back.
Uh,
Okay, zoning calendar, move on.
Yep.
Okay, zoning calendar, continued hearing items, item number 15, 2023-64 BZ, 14408 87th Road, Queens.
Is there anyone else from your team that will be joining Mr. Dale?
Just myself today. I believe that's all we need, thankfully.
Raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board, and to respond honestly to the board member questions?
I do so affirm.
Please state your name for the record and proceed to respond to the board's comments at review session.
Hi, good morning, Todd Dale for the applicant. Did listen to the review session and was pleased, and I would like to thank the board for their efforts and suggestions in working with us on this project. We do believe the reduction in units helped satisfy the required findings and believe this makes it a better project overall. With respect to questions that were raised, I don't believe there were many, but Commissioner Yoon, just briefly in response to the 2 questions you raised, with respect to the dwelling chart, I do understand your comment about the bedrooms. Unfortunately, sometimes that's limited information we can get from public resources as to the bedrooms. You know, we can find dwelling units, but getting the bedroom count is much more erratic from public information. So that's why we focused on the dwelling units instead of including the bedroom counts. And then also with response to the question about section 25-221 of the zoning resolution, that was included because this proposal is not a development or an enlargement as defined under the zoning resolution. A development requires that there be new construction or relocation of floor area or establishment of a new open use. A change in use is not a development, and therefore it wouldn't trigger any change in parking requirements. That said, we're agreeable to the board putting in any condition that they deem necessary should this be granted in the resolution, saying that they don't waive any parking requirements for DOB to review.
Yeah, and I think currently you can provide parking on the site, so.
Right.
So I'm not sure why you wouldn't do it, because that will only improve your. So can you revise the plan to show the 2 parking spaces, or you rather just say I mean, that would be the best, because you're not proposing to make any changes.
Right. I'm going to say I will talk to the architect. Unfortunately, the architect wasn't available to be here. About showing the existing parking. Hang on a second. I can make a note of that. And seeing if they can change the site plan to show any existing parking that's there. If that's agreeable to the board, I would be hesitant to do so, though, because our hope is that we could get this closed, and I don't know if that any such change in the site plan would require the board to keep this open to review that.
If you're going to look into that, I will consider closing it, and submit the revised plans accordingly.
Okay. We'll review a second.
Yes, Commissioner Shetta?
Yes, you were cut off for the last 30 seconds.
What I said was that I will recommend that we close it and keep the record open for the revised plan, which shows the 2 parking spaces, and we will accept that site plan. I don't think it's going to change any of our findings, so it's really a revision to the plan, and I would be okay with that. Is everybody okay with that idea?
Yes.
And you'll be stating in the resolution that we're not waiving any parking
Yeah,
requirements.
and we will continue to state that, because if just belts and suspender kind of thing.
But not just in the resolution, we need a note on the plans, because like I said before, when they submit to the DOB, the plan examiner, I'm not sure if they look at the resolution and dig into it. So we need to put it in the site plan, first page, big font, bold box, to alert the plan examiner that this is the case. We didn't look into the parking, we're not waiving the parking.
Okay.
And I can send the language. I can send the language to the project manager.
Excellent, thank you. So we will review the site plan to show the existing 2 spaces and include the note that will be forwarded to us.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, if any other questions or comments, Ms. Benke?
I just want to check on the status. There was an open, the AQ analysis was supposed to be updated to include the HVAC screen and industrial land use survey. And I guess it needs to be updated based on the changes discussed in the project.
So I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I'll take a note, but then I can also confirm with you later. So is the AQ analysis updated for the HVAC?
And I think we had emailed last week about it. Yeah. The HVAC analysis, it was pending, as well as the industrial land use survey. And my final comment was any other updates based on the changed project, the units.
I will double check with the environmental team on that. My understanding is that they weren't planning on any HVAC changes to the existing building, but I'll work with them and we'll.
Okay, that might be the answer. Yeah.
Might be the answer. Okay.
Okay.
Does that analysis need to be reviewed by DEP, or it's a more of a internal?
I mean, likely it will screen out. We just don't have it to look at yet, so.
All right, thank you, Ms. Benke. Any other questions? Let's go to the public then. We have community vote on it.
The case that we're currently discussing is 2023-64BZ 14408 87th Road, Queens. Should you wish to comment on this application, dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the Weber ID number 161-396-4817 and press the pound sign. At the prompt after that, you will press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you will press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute as you're calling from the phone. And if in the Zoom room already, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your computer screen. Once you are recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to comment on this application.
So the outstanding issue in this case will be the air quality on the update on the EAS. I think we can still close because the findings have been met, but we cannot vote until the environmental review has been completed and all the updates as stated by Ms. Benke has been provided. So,
Understood. Understood.
right. So I think instead of stating a date, it would be best once we get the documents from your end, we can schedule based on that a decision date.
Understood. We'll get this done as soon as possible.
And that includes the revised plan also.
Yes.
So do you want to do how much time will you need?
Well, it all depends on the EAS, and I don't think Mr. Dale, I'm assuming you need to have a conversation with your consultant.
Yes, as far as the plan information, I would say we can get that in 2 weeks or less. The environmental, I'm actually hoping would be very similar to that time frame, but I will get a clear estimate, and I will send it to the board. I'll send it to Ms. Pringa so she has it, and Ms. Benke so they have it. And then maybe you can use that information to decide the decision date. But I'll get an estimate from the environmental team as soon as possible.
Yeah. Tentatively, let's hold it for August. How about that? That'll give you plenty of time to get everything squared away.
That seems very reasonable, yes.
Okay, let's schedule this for August.
Okay, do you want to do?
Yeah.
A motion to,
Yeah,
motion
yeah.
to close, Chair Shanda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown,
Aye.
Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay,
Mhm.
thank you.
Item number 16 to 2025-02BZ 3660 East Tremont Avenue, the Bronx. Oh, my God.
This would be Mr. Weisbart and Maine also?
Eric May.
Eric, does Mr. Maine need to be part of this?
Hi, everyone. No, just me.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony for this board, and to respond honestly to board member questions?
I do.
Please state your name for the record and proceed to respond to the board's comments at review session.
Hi, good morning. Neil Weisbart from Cyfar Shaw on behalf of McDonald's, the applicant for the application for 3660 East Tremont Avenue. I attended the review session, and it appears as though the only comment is adding the lumen note to the plans. Miss Ebanks Chu, or Chu, you apologize, sent us this note last week, so we've made the changes already to the plan and we'll submit as soon as possible.
Okay. Good. Any other questions or comments? Let's go to the public then.
The case that we're currently discussing is 2025-02BZ 3660 East Tremont Avenue, the Bronx. Should you wish to comment on this application, dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the Weber ID number 1613964817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you will press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute as you're calling in on the phone. And if you're in the Zoom room already in which to participate, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your computer screen. Once you're recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to discuss.
Please submit the plans as soon as possible. Oh, it was already submitted?
No, he
It's
didn't.
not formally submitted. We forwarded to Ms. Eubanks too. But the note was actually number 3 and you stated you wanted as number 1, so I'm just having it redone.
Don't go by my numbering system. Wherever the old note resided, just remove that and put this new note.
Oh, okay, then I can submit it right now after this.
Yeah. I may have misspoken on my number system. That's okay.
Okay, no one raised their hands, no one called him.
Okay, so if everybody's okay, I want to make a motion to close, keep the record open for the plans to be submitted, revised plan to be submitted, and we will schedule this for August decision.
August, okay.
Oh, not July?
We have too many cases and I'm afraid that if I do, we may not be able to get the resolution out.
It's
in time.
August 11th, it's not
It's
that.
August
Okay.
11th.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for, okay.
The motion to close, Chair Shanda,
Aye.
Vice Chair Shabeta,
Aye.
Commissioner Otley Brown.
Aye.
Commissioner Sheta,
Aye.
Commissioner Yoon.
Aye.
Okay, this is closed for decision.
Thank you, Mr. Vice Bar.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 17, 2024-34BZ, 815 Kings Highway, Brooklyn.
Yes, I see Mr. Goldstein. I've let him in. Mr. Goldstein, is there anybody else from your team?
No, I'm alone today.
Okay, raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board, and to respond honestly to board member questions?
I do.
Please state your name for the record and proceed to respond to the board's comments at review session.
Jay Goldstein on behalf of the applicant. We attended the review session, Madam Chair and members of the board. Your comments are very straightforward and very clear. So we'd like the opportunity to work on them with the architect and the operational plan with the parking consultant to try and address the board's comments.
Great, thank you. Yeah, I think number to look at is what is the total accumulation that's going to happen during that peak period for entry and exit, and how is that going to be accommodated within the structure?
Understood. Thank you. Yeah, we worked very hard. We tried to address most of the comments. We thank the board for recognizing that, and we'll endeavor to achieve or match the comments on this round.
There are some spare spaces that I noticed in the cellars, so maybe try to tuck more vehicles since this is valet parking. We know the reality of valet parking, every space gets utilized, so try to optimize that and free up the ground floor to allow for a little bit better maneuverability and holding area.
Understood. We will try. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any other, Spanky?
Yeah, it might have been discussed, but I know some of the documents said there was 119 spaces, but then I couldn't match that with the plans. The spaces are probably going to change, but just make sure also that it matches.
No problem.
Thanks.
Bonnie is very thorough, so we will do our best.
Thanks.
Okay. All right. How much time will you need to make these? Actually, let's.
You want to go to the public, yeah.
Mr. Goldstein, let's go to the public and we can discuss it while public is calling in.
Okay, the case that we're currently discussing is 2024-34 BZ, 815 Kings Highway, Brooklyn. Should you wish to comment on this application, dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the webinar ID number 161-396-4817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you'll press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute if you're calling in on the phone. And if you're in the Zoom room already, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your computer screen. Once you're recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to discuss.
So I think if we can get on the end of September, I think that gives us enough time. The September
Yeah, I
29th.
was thinking about that too. Yeah.
End of September.
September, which one? There's
The 29th. I'm looking at your calendar. It says September 8th and September 29th. Given August summer vacation schedules, I can't promise anything from anyone. So I think safest bet is September.
So yeah, that submission date would be, if you're going for the 29th, 30th, it would be September 11th would be the submission date.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
5, 4, 3, 2,
Don't see
1.
anybody's hands, please.
No hands raised. It's not. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Next item, item number 18, 2023-59 BZ, 280 Bradley Avenue, Staten Island. Anyone else with you on this one?
Nope.
Okay, so another to me. Raise your right hand. Do you affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in your testimony before this board, and to respond honestly to board member questions?
I do.
Please state for the record and proceed to respond to the board's comments at review session.
Good morning still. Jay Goldstein for the applicant. We attended the review session. We saw the DOT comments this morning, but we understand the board's concerns and the board's direction. So we will go back to the drawing board with the applicant and explain where we are and see what they want to do in terms of reducing the building, reducing the program to try and resolve these issues.
Yeah. I truly do appreciate your willingness to try different variations and unfortunately, I think none of them kind of bore a result that we were hoping that will help address your concern. But I think there is a uniform concern that we all have here regarding the program for this space. And I think especially given the fact that there is only one moving lane in each direction and no curbside parking, which just makes this project site even more tricky.
Right.
Compared to any other site. So since it's site-specific related cases, we have to kind of
Understood.
look at modification of the program space.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
Commissioner Otley Brown mentioned a word that I've never heard before, so I just wanted to the drop-off space. What was it called? Libel? I'm sorry.
Like a lay-by,
Lay-by, the one that was in the front.
Okay.
kind of cuts into the lot and then out again, but
Okay.
it doesn't have parking spaces. You could just lean in.
Circle in, got it.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it was in your, the second submission, you had a lay-by, but the lay-by wasn't sufficient for buses.
Right.
My,
I just never heard the term before. That's why I was asking.
oh,
Oh.
In all the schools we've done together over the last 17 years, I've never heard that term, so I learned something new today.
Okay.
so maybe either a lay-by or something that you provide a rear yard setback, and then you provide, if you're using vans, kind of use that as a parking area, and for any those occasional drop-offs and things that are happening, I'm just thinking out loud, and I don't want to say that these are my directions, because you really need to think through the program, which will make a lot of changes to the site plan and configurations.
Understood.
Okay. How much time will
Well,
you need?
Should we go to the public?
Let's go to the public. Good
Okay.
call. Yes.
Okay, the case that we're currently discussing is 2023-59BZ 280 Bradley Avenue, Staten Island. Should you wish to comment on this application, dial 669-254-5252. At the prompt, you'll enter the webinar ID number 1613964817 and press the pound sign. At the next prompt, you will press the pound sign only. Once you're permitted in, you'll press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute if you're calling in on the phone. And if you're in the Zoom room already and wish to participate, please raise your Zoom hand, which is the little hand at the bottom of your computer screen. Once you are recognized, you'll have 3 minutes in which to comment on this application.
I think the September schedule we just had works as well.
Okay.
Late September?
Yeah, the 9/11 submission, 9/29, 9/30 hearing date.
And I would say be mindful of the comments that you've received from DOT, and factor that into
Right.
your
Any
program.
adjusted plans will have those comments incorporated
Yeah. Okay,
to the extent relevant.
okay, thank you. There's somebody in the room by, oh, okay, I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
That's why I didn't say
sorry,
anything.
Chief,
That's Chief Raymond.
Chief Raymond, I'm sorry about that.
Chief Raymond.
Welcome to our hearing. Okay. All right.
Okay. No one raised their hands or called in.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Okay,
Take care.
Bye.
This concludes, with no one else, this concludes the public hearing for July 14th, 2025. We will resume tomorrow with another hearing at July 15th. Thank you, one and all. Okay, what is that? Oh, gosh. That wants me to restart my computer again. Yeah.